For anyone who partied late and hard and isn't able to get up and watch the sunrise, I thought I would wish you all a happy new year with a pop-up live while I am at the property of our client with the two horses. We're tending to them. I'm tending to them this weekend. For those who don't know, Richard has the virus. So I am proud to say I'm starting off my year after having managed all of our household chores and animal care by myself, including hauling hay. But kudos to the family of, we have two new boarders coming this evening. And when they stopped by for their meet and greet yesterday, this was a last minute thing. Their other boarder, something came up and they had to cancel the session. So we got a call and they came for their meet and greet yesterday. It went great. So their dogs are coming this evening. And I had managed to get the hay. I had moved it to the front porch when I first got home with it. Then I moved it to the backyard because a bale of hay is pretty heavy and it's kind of cumbersome. And they knew that Richard was sick because I had explained to them when I scheduled the meet and greet that ordinarily a meet and greet involves the family coming into the house and we let the dogs sniff around and the family can see where everybody's going to sleep, stuff like that. But I explained that Richard was sick, and so we were not letting people into the house. So I would just meet him in the backyard. So they asked during the meet and greet if there was anything I needed, if I needed help with anything. And I said, nope, I was managing just fine. And the man saw the hay stacked up by the gate in the backyard. And he asked me if that needed to be moved somewhere. So I told him, oh, no, I got it. I'll get it. And he said, I'm happy to help. It would be a blessing to me if you'd let me move it wherever it needs to go. So I said, okay, well, if that's how we're going to look at it. So he moved it into the shop for me. So kudos to him and to them for asking at all. We've had so many amazing not requests, offers of help. I had someone stop by and get me some paper towels and some cat food. So we've got people running grocery errands for us. I've had messages and emails and comments and people calling just to say, whatever you need, let me know. I'll take care of it for you. So isn't it funny how that works in the middle of something stressful, something uncomfortable? That's when we get the biggest reminders sometimes of the blessings that we have and that God really does know what's going on. He really does put what we need where we need it, when we need it. He gives us what we need. So, and here's Nakona, who likes to, I don't know if you can see him, and I can't turn on my flash, but there's a horse right here. Nakona, can you say hi? Oh, it's too dark, isn't it? Say hi, honey bunny. Say hi, honey bunny. Well, you can see his ears there. Oh, you can kind of see him there. He eats in this pen, but he knows that his brother is much slower at eating. He's older and just doesn't do anything very fast anymore. Oh, and now that we have light, I'll come in and say hi to y'all. Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody. I was really tickled, too, because usually when I come over, there's a bunch of poop to scoop in this stall. I know one of them usually sleeps in this stall. Sometimes I think both of them do. This is the barn we dream of, y'all. Isn't it amazing? This client has 5 acres, 2 horses. Oh, so this is sport. Oh, let me look at my comments. Hi, Christian Magician. Hey, Odom's Homestead. Here's sport. Old boy sport. So the boys eat separately, again, because Nakona eats fast and he'll finish his food and then come over and start eating sports food. It's okay, honey. You're just saying good morning and Happy New Year. We've been tending to Well, we've been tending to Sport the whole time that we've had this client. So since back in probably early 2015, Sport had another brother initially named Bailey. Bailey was much older. So Bailey was, even older at the time than Sport is now, probably in his 30s. And so he crossed over probably just a year or so after we met him. And there were also 2 dogs on the property, Drake and Tinsley. We've got some videos of them on our Facebook page. Is there enough sun to see you yet? Not really, but we see more of your outline. And so the clients went with just the 1 horse and the 2 dogs for the next 3 or 4 years, I think. Well, one of the dogs passed away 3 years ago, and the other dog passed away probably 18, 20 months later. I'd have to go back and look at videos and dates to remember for sure. Yeah, that's my boy Sport. Yeah, he's just a big old baby. He's just a big old baby. Say, don't mess with me when I'm eating, Kibby. Yeah, he's a beautiful boy. And then that left Sport all alone. So they rescued Nakona here. And it was kind of tricky at first. Nakona was kind of aggressive towards Sport. And again, he still tries to hog his food. He's much younger, so he's much spunkier and brattier. Come here, honey. Come here, honey. Come here and say hi. Come here, honey. Come here and say hi. What a good boy. Come here, baby. So we just have to keep them separate while they eat. I gave you some hay. Did you eat your hay? Did you eat your hay? Go eat your hay, honey. You can pass the time that way. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's your pretty face. Isn't he cute? Oh, my gosh. So they get along okay, but food, just, it's Nakona's the bratty little brother that wants to take all the food. Let's see who else we have. Hey, Debbie, how are you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. Sydney, Happy New Year. How are you? Dawn Ray B, Happy New Year. And Christian Magician, is your first name Matthew? Am I remembering that right? If I didn't tell you Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And Odom's Homestead, if I didn't tell you Happy New Year, Happy New Year. And again, I started the stream because I thought a lot of people will have been up late and not able to watch the sunrise because they're sleeping in from being up late. And I thought I'd share the sunrise with y'all. This property is, as the crow flies, only a couple of tenths of a mile from our house, so not even a quarter mile. And we always figure in a pinch, if the weather was so bad or the roads were so bad that we didn't want to get out on the street to drive here, we could literally walk this property here to the north. And that's actually who introduced us to this client, because we used to help her with her horses. Her horses have both crossed over also, but she introduced us to this client. Are you finished, Sport? Can he come in? And so we could walk and we could just cut through her property to get here, except we've never done that. So I don't know where the gate is that opens onto this property. But until Richard's truck was stolen, we always had a nice big heavy king cab 4-wheel drive truck. So Richard was never afraid to get out on the slippery roads. Oh, you were just coming to check on me, huh? I'm still here. I'm right here, honey. Yeah. Did you finish? Did you finish? He's done. Okay, let's let brother out. You're ready to get out on the pasture. And I think that's why there was no poop in the stalls, because since the weather is not cold right now, the boys were allowed to be out on the pasture overnight. Sometimes they still sleep in the barn. Let's see. So we're going to come and see how much food Sport left behind. Nakona does not get as much food. Anyway, he doesn't have trouble with keeping on weight. He decided to come back now. Were you not finished? Yeah, you still have a little left in there. You gonna eat what you spilled on the ground? Sweet boy. Can I scratch your bobo? Oh, so good. So good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, you boys be nice. Look here. Who wants hay? You want some hay? Want some hay? Just eating what you sprinkled around. All right, we're going to go finish looking at the sunrise, y'all. Good morning. I didn't show my face to some of y'all that came in after our first couple of people. Can you hear the crows cawing and singing off in the distance? We like having crows at RichKatRanch because they scare the hawks away. They're very territorial. And I throw peanuts out for the crows periodically to keep them around. But Cabo and Delilah love peanuts. So I don't know how many the crows get because, oh, I wish I could zoom. So the sun is coming up right over there, kind of right in the center of the screen. And it's so beautiful orange and red and golden. Again, if you're just coming in, Richard's still sick, so I'm on my own. Well, let's see. Let's see what I missed. Okay. Yes, Matthew. Okay. Hey, Lux, how are you? Thanks for popping in for my pop-up live to wish everyone a happy new year and share the sunrise with you from this beautiful property. We can't see the sunrise quite as much. I mean, over the little pond next door to us, you can see it, but this just gives me a bigger swath of sky to share. And I figure if I have to be up this early, I'll at least let you guys tag along live or watch it later and just see the beautiful sky. Just remember what we have to be excited about and thankful for, and just all the beauty around us. Y'all, that's why I love bugs. I love spiders. I love all the little jewelry that God puts around for us to enjoy and study. How boring would it be if we didn't have that kind of stuff? I always wonder what the crows are saying. That property right there, this is a funny story. So the people that live there, this is a dentist that I worked for years and years ago. Stacy was a tiny baby, and she's about to turn 34. And when there was an older house, that's the trend here. There are the older homes on these big lots, and then people come in and buy the property. They raise the house and they build a great big South Lake house. That's more normal for South Lake, is these great big houses. But a lot of the great big houses are on regular sized lots, so they literally have no yard. So our neighbor here, Mary, called me and said, well, somebody has bought that property because it sat empty, or it sat for sale for a long time. And she said, yeah, it's some dentist or orthodontist named Metzger. And I said, Keith Metzger? She said, I think that's what the wife told me his name was. And I said, no way. I used to work for him. So when he first got out of dental school, he had a practice with another dentist who now has her own practice. They both now have their own practices. A lot of dentists will start out as an associate with another practice and then start their own practice. So she has a very, very booming, successful practice in North Richland Hills, and he's got a very successful practice. I think he's in Colleyville. So both places that, within a couple of miles of here. Anyway, so she then asked or told us that Melanie, Dr. Metzger's wife, had asked her if she knew of anybody that could mow the property. After the house had been raised, the property, they weren't ready to build yet. Well, Richard, that's part of what we do as our family business. So we've got that big 0-turn mower to make it quick and easy. So she said, well, I think I do. So she gave them our number. Melanie called me, and then we had a fun time reminiscing about my time with the practice way back when. They had just had their first baby, I think. I think their girl Stephanie was born while we were, or was Stephanie the first one? I don't know. They have a boy and a girl. Their boy is also a dentist, so he and his dad practice together now at Dr. Metzger's office. We're making progress. It's about 56, 57 degrees here now. So cool enough that I've got on long sleeves. And I've got my hat just because if I can keep my head warm, then the rest of me stays warm. My head and my feet. If my head and my feet are warm, I can stay warm. I don't like to sleep with socks on, but when it's really cold, I even sleep with socks on. Some more little reminders. Oh, I don't guess y'all can see that. Oh, yeah, those birds. Y'all can see them. I just love animals, y'all. I'm so blessed to have all this time that I get to spend with animals. And our animals have been so good this week. Everybody's behaving. Hello, Wolf Spirit Productions. Happy New Year. '27. Yeah. Sydney, we had Cabo's first sibling. We rescued a girl in December after we rescued Cabo in September of the same year. And all we knew, and that's the nature of rescue, all we knew when we got her was that she was at least 20 years old. But after the first couple of farrier visits and the first couple of doctor visits, initially the doctor visits were just for vaccinations and checkups and, healthy things. But both said that they thought she was probably closer to 30. Well, we'd had her for just over 3 years, and she would not necessarily fall down. She would lay down. I don't know if at some points she may have fallen down because I didn't always see it, but she would go down. And we got a call from our neighbor, the neighbor just to the west of us, who called one day to tell me that Liberty was down in the back pasture and she had been down a while, which is not safe for horses. What are you saying? So we went out to check on her, and, she didn't want to get up or couldn't get up. So we put a lead rope around her. I pushed her from the back. Richard pulled her from the front, and she got up, and everything seemed fine. And so for about the next 6 months, she had maybe 2 other incidences where she went down, and then we had to help her get up. And it just gradually got worse and worse and worse, and it was harder and harder to get her up. She stopped eating. She would eat for us if we really encouraged her and loved on her. So I know she only did it to make us happy. So she was losing weight really fast. She just didn't move around much at all. And up to that, point where she first went down, she and Cabo, they ran together and they were just best buddies. So long story short, I have a lot of long stories, don't I? She went down one night about 10 o'clock. I was watching on the cameras because at that point I was just really concerned for her. And I went out just to kind of assess what her mood was in. And she was very out of it. She just really, really looked so tired. And I thought, okay, at some point, the doctor had been out lots of times, y'all, too. And he would give her like arthritis type medicine. She had arthritis, but they determined that she had some sort of a neurological issue. And it could have just been related to age. So I sat with her a while. Richard had already gone to bed. He goes to bed early because he gets up so early when he's not sick. Thanks for stopping in, Matthew. Again, Happy New Year. Be blessed. Thank you for all that you share here on YouTube with us and the encouragement you are to me. And let me see what else. Future, good morning. Happy New Year. Thanks for being here. So I sat with her for probably an hour, and as she laid her head on my lap, we sat on the ground, and it was a beautiful August night. We could see the stars. We could pretty much see a lot of stars from our property. And I sang to her, and she just seemed so happy to be allowed to just lie down and rest instead of us, putting the lead rope on and one pushing at one end and one pulling at the other end. And the doctor and I had already had several conversations about how to know when it's time to let an animal go or to help them go. And he just would tell me, I can't tell you, you'll know when it's time. And I've come to decide that that has more to do with just your own heart being ready as much as or more. What a good boy. As much as or more than the animal being ready. I think the animals are ready long before our hearts are ready to let go. So I called Richard from out there sitting on the ground with her head in my lap. I might share those pictures. I do have some pictures of her with her head in my lap. And she had injuries on her, y'all, from times where either she had fallen or in her struggle to get up, she would hurt herself. So she had injuries on her face and on her shoulders. And so I was already close to the point where I knew we were going to have to make a decision and let her pass. And I just am always of the mind that it's better to kind of control that process than for it to be some sort of agonizing, drawn out, painful thing. Hey, Matt D, you had New Year long before we did, so Happy New Year. So I called Richard and woke him up, and I said, you need to come out and spend some time with Liberty because it's time. So he came out. He was very upset. He has a much harder time. He just has a much harder time with it. And so he came out, and his first, instinct was, well, let me go get a rope. Let's see if we can get her up. And I really had to be firm to tell him that that was just not fair to her, that even when she did get up, she only did it for us. She didn't do it for her. She didn't eat for her. She ate for us, which what a precious thing to be able to say about her. But look at this beautiful sky, y'all. So he came out, and then he sat down with her too, and just, we both cried, but I kept singing to her. I've always sung to the animals when they cross over. Cooper was the only one I didn't get a chance to sing to, just because it was a very traumatic turn of events right at the end. We were at the vet, and they were getting everything ready to come and help him. I have a video on that if you guys want to hear that story about him. And that's the one thing that's still saddest to me, is that I didn't get to sing to him as he was leaving. So we spent some time with him. I put in the call to the vet. At this point, it's, close to midnight, and our vet lives in Bowie, or at the time lived in Bowie. He doesn't work for the practice anymore. And so he got there. Again, I have to look at videos or posts to remember exactly what time. I think he got there about 1:00, and he prepared me for it to be kind of dramatic. He said sometimes they react in unpleasant ways to the medicines we use. But hello, Hope Bus, how are you? Thank you for being here. Happy New Year. But it wasn't like that at all. He gave her the sedative. She was already so tired, y'all. She was sleeping off and on as she laid there in my lap. And then he gave her the crossover medicine, and it was just a very peaceful thing. So again, I was singing to her the whole time. I just really do believe in the, assisting them as they cross over, not just ending it, but escorting them to the gate, so to speak. And I feel like that really helped her be calm. Anyway, so all of that just because I'm here working on the horses, and it reminded me of Liberty. So hello, Liberty up there. Of course, Cabo was beside himself when he lost her. He wouldn't eat. He just ran everywhere, calling out, calling out. And the vet had already warned us that we needed to watch him because horses can make themselves sick or can hurt themselves grieving. Who knew? Y'all, they're such emotional creatures. They connect so deeply with other creatures. They must have companions. They absolutely must have a herd. Their herd might be ducks, their herd might be dogs, their herd might be a horse or other horses, but they have to have companions. And so he was just beside himself. So I was posting about how just frantic he was, and our Humane Society contact sent me a note and said, well, hey guys, come, we got so many equines that need homes. Y'all come up, come meet them, come look, you'll find somebody for him. And we went up probably 4 days after, if that long, within the next 2 or 3 days, probably, we went up to meet the equines at the Humane Society facility. And Delilah chose us. Best decision we could have made. It is January 1st, 2023. It is going to be a good year. It's going to be a productive year. It's going to be fruitful. It's going to be prosperous. I pray for all of you. I pray for all of you that are in my life because of YouTube. Hello, Just Doing Our Best. Happy New Year. Hello, KZ. Happy New Year. Yeah, I'm feeling good so far. I got to find some wood to knock on. Okay, boys. I'll see y'all this evening. Be good. Love you, babies. Yeah, so I'm feeling good still. I stayed up. Well, I just almost made it to midnight last night, but I just couldn't quite pull that off because I'm doing the early mornings to tend to these horses. I already have been doing early mornings too to tend to our horses. Richard has always fed them before he goes to work, so I'll sweep here later. Richard's always fed them before he goes to work, so that's too early for me. I am not a morning person. Hang on, we're going in the dark for a second. Make sure I shut that good. I like to stay up late, but because I've been getting up early, I just couldn't quite make it to midnight. And I even bought a bottle of champagne at Kroger so I could have a little toast. Richard said he would try to get up. He would try to get up and we could like watch the, the New York ball drop or something, but he just does not. He cannot be up. And that makes it hard then when he starts feeling better. I remember times that I've been sick that even after I'm feeling better, then it's hard to get up after you've laid in the bed for a week. So no symptoms for me. I'm feeling good. All right, I got to fight with this gate. Hang on. I had my keys out, but I got to get rid of my keys so I can have my hand. Oh, what do you know? Sometimes it sticks. We have, oh, I'm so excited. Let me tell y'all. Thanks for those that are hanging around. We have our first Sniff Spot birthday party today. So I'll at least have a short video that I can post of that because I bought, party favors and more goodies than the dogs usually get when they come to visit. But I'm excited about that. A lot of Sniff Spot locations will have a party package. You just pay. And y'all, who knew? Some of the places, the Sniff Spot places, I mean, they'll charge like $300 or $400 for people to buy a dog birthday party. And people pay it. So these people messaged me just to be sure, because we haven't had any requests for parties, so I don't have that as one of the things people can buy. So they messaged and just wanted to be sure that it would be okay to schedule a sniff spot and have a party, because it would involve, obviously a lot of dogs and then a lot of vehicles, because it would be friends coming with their dogs, so the dogs could all have a party, and that they would bring a cake, and they just wanted to be sure that was okay. That's so nice that they would ask first. So I said, sure. And I didn't even tell them, oh, I'll buy other stuff. I did tell them we always have treats for the dogs and water for the dogs and the people. But I thought, you know what? I'm gonna maybe do that and add it as an extra. That's what they're called, extras. You can buy the extras beyond what you pay just to rent the property for a private dog park. If you don't know about Sniff Spot and you've got property, look into that. It's a fun way to make a little extra money. You don't even have to do as much as I do. Again, I put together little treat bags for all the dogs for every visit. But again, I'll have a video later. I'll show you what all I'm putting together, and we'll get the card table out, and I'm even going to have a little snack tray for the humans. And then the dogs, I have little paper cups and a bottle of Ready Whip, and we'll let them make their own little puppuccinos. But it's time for me to get out of here. I like to message our client and let her know that everybody's been fed and loved on, and that they're all doing well. And let me see, making sure I haven't missed any comments. Oh yeah, so look into Sniff Spot, Wolf Spirit, especially since you guys travel. You can get on sniffspot.com, and if you know of if you're going through a city where you'd like to stop and give him a place where he can just run and not be with other dogs, that's the beauty of it. A lot of the dogs that come to Sniff Spot, not just ours, Sniff Spot in general, it was created for people with either reactive dogs, they can't get along with other dogs, or they're very afraid of humans, or for whatever reason, a dog park and a place where there's other creatures around is not comfortable for them. It's not good for them. And so you come to Sniff Spot, and when you reserve your spot, you're the only one there. You don't have to have a lot of property. We offer the paddock, it's about a 1/4 acre, and then the back acre. And they have all of that room to run. It's all fenced. They can be off leash. There's a pond on the back acre. About 70% of the dogs like to swim in the pond. And so, there's always a towel out for people, and the hose is available if they need to hose them off and clean them before they get them in the car. But so many people have told us that it's just made all the difference for them to be able to bring their dogs and let them burn some energy. The smells alone, I mean, any Sniff Spot that would be true, because it's new smells, it's different smells. But we have a horse and a mule and ducks and geese and our own dogs. There's cats, there's raccoons and skunks and squirrels and rabbits and all kinds of critters that leave all kinds of amazing smells for a dog. And so the mental exercise is as important as the physical exercise. So look into Sniff Spot, guys. Again, if you're interested in being a host, it's super easy to sign up. You get paid once a month. You get to set your own price for what you want to charge. You can allow people to book for a half an hour at a time or an hour at a time. Oh, Baker. Hey, that's funny. I didn't realize that's who that was. Yeah, Richard's got, the big virus, Baker. I don't know if he'll be at work tomorrow or not. He just started eating yesterday. Yesterday, he woke up in the morning and asked me if there was anything for breakfast. And Wolf Spirit. So horses can live into their late 30s, early 40s. They can live that long. Obviously, lots of factors play a part in that. It was determined that Liberty, the horse we lost, she was about 35. That's over time, the best guess that the vet and the farrier, too, that had worked with lots of horses and had horses, they both thought she was probably about 35. Make sure I haven't missed any more questions. Hey, Ralph, Webb's Web. I'm sorry I didn't see you. Happy New Year. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I think I saw everyone that came in. Thank you all for popping in. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise with me. I hope you enjoyed meeting Sport and Nakona. I hope you'll check out Sniff Spot. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we'd love to host you at our Sniff Spot here. And I'll have a video of the dog birthday party that's going to happen this afternoon. So, Happy New Year. Love to all from Rich Cat Ranch. I am forever humbled and grateful for the support you guys have shown us in this past year. We just, I know things got better as far as being able to manage the channel when I retired and I could devote time to the channel, but just the people I've met and the support that we're getting it's beyond what I expected. And that's just been a huge blessing with YouTube. There's a lot of headaches. Let me tell you, YouTube itself, the company of YouTube, can really be a challenge to tolerate at times. But the relationships and the blessings that have come from it because of the people, because of viewers, because of, just other people that come to YouTube outweighs it. And that's what makes it worth it. So, I just am grateful for you guys. I love you. Make it a good year. Make it a good day. I hope everyone is well. I keep you in my prayers. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Oh, hang on. I just see this message from Baker. Okay, let's see what you said. Yeah, Richard forwarded me an email from you, Baker. We would love to love on the babies while you guys are gone. Hey, Ginger, I was just about to sign off. Okay, here I go. Happy New Year, everybody. Be blessed.